ṣé kí lọ́pọ̀ bí èdè wa òbí èdè ilẹ̀ ti gbà bọ̀dọ̀ olóyè òbí èdè ilẹ̀ ti gbà bọ̀dọ̀ ó sọ̀rọ̀ mú kámẹ́rà wa lọ sílé ẹ̀ ní sí ẹ̀ ti gbà bọ̀dọ̀ a máa jogún yín ni àwa la máa jogún yín àgọ́ wa ló máa dáàdì ẹ̀ a máa jogún yín láì ṣe káyìn nìkan ní aráàlú haúsá wà ní àgbà wọn láyè kàlàbá wà ní àgbà wọn láyè ẹ wá ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé báwọn.
This is a throwback video of Remi Tinubu saying that Igbo people hate Yorubas. As a result, they will chase them and take over their properties. She also talked about people who don't want to learn their language and people who don't marry their daughters. She said a lot of things. Whether she was joking or not, using the word hate is a very strong word, but we'll come back to that in a moment. There's a reason this video is trending again on social media. Before we proceed, please, if you want to drop a comment, try to be civil. People who insult others while commenting are people who don't have a superior argument. We must never run away from discussing things that divide us. Right now in Nigeria, bigotry, tribalism and hate dominate the polity. So the more we discuss about them, the more we understand each other better, the more we'll deal with our prejudices against each other. Politicians use tribalism and ethno-religious sentiments to divide Nigerians. While at the top, when they scheme and loot Nigeria's resources, they never care about where anyone comes from. They are only united in the looting. Now, the reason Remi Tinubu's video is trending again on social media is because of another video made by a Nigerian lady based in Canada. In that video, she called for the harming of Nigerians, which is condemnable. Of course, the National Assembly quickly reacted to that and wrote to the Canadian Embassy, urging them to throw the books at her. Yes, what she did is condemnable, but while the video was circulating, many people started trending another video where some Nigerians of certain ethnicities were calling for the harming of Nigerians. So they were trying to prove that she was reacting to that video, that video was circulating on social media, whether it was on TikTok or whichever site. But whether it is true or not, two wrongs never make a right. The book must be thrown at her. And the Nigerian authorities that want Canada to prosecute her must also prosecute the people doing the same thing in Nigeria. They don't need the help of a foreign power to prosecute someone or people under their jurisdiction. They control the police, they control the courts, they control everything. They must track them down the way they tracked journalists and hunger protesters. They must bring them to book. If they don't do that, then it is double standards laced in hypocrisy. They can't be calling for someone to be prosecuted in faraway Canada when they can't prosecute someone in Nigeria who committed the same crime. You see, all the hate, bigotry and tribalism we see in Nigeria, politicians are pulling the strings behind the scenes because you hardly see them on the streets of many cities in Nigeria. But on social media, it is a wash. Just like the one that happened of recent, one guy was running a handle on X called Lagospedia. He spread a lot of hate with the handle and he reached a climax when he started calling for Igbo must go. This was the same time Nigerians were planning the nationwide hunger protest. He too was planning an Igbo must go protest. He urged people in the southwest to troop out in their numbers and chase Igbo people out of southwest states. It went viral on social media. Atiku Abubakar commented on it. P2B denounced it. Even Tinubu for the first time was forced to denounce it. He addressed it when he addressed the nationwide hunger protest. So because the guy's identity was revealed on social media, he quickly deleted all his social media handles. But it was already late because many Lagos state officials were following the guy's handle on X. So they can't deny that they are not aware of all the bile and hate the guy was spreading on social media.
So those who have taken undue advantage of this situation to threaten any section of this country, be warned. The law will catch up with you. There is no place for ethnic bigotry or such threats in the Nigeria we seek to build.
Also, this man called for the harming of Igbos wherever they are. It trended at the time on social media, it went viral, the police eventually arrested him, but unfortunately they released him behind the scenes without even taking him to court. So it shows that politicians are behind the scenes, pulling the strings. They employ these guys to spread hate on social media to divide Nigerians while they concentrate on looting the country dry. Just like what happened during the elections last year, MC Oluomo openly threatened Igbo people and other people that look Igbo not to come out to vote except they are voting for APC.
Please, if you don't want to vote for us, please sit down for
No one reacted to it at the time. Buhari didn't say a word, neither did Tinubu. Nigerian authorities never wrote any letter to anyone. They didn't even try to arrest him. The only person that reacted was the police spokesperson who said that he was joking, that he shouldn't be taken seriously. At the end of the day, on election day, thugs disenfranchised thousands of people, prevented them from voting. They even stopped Yoruba people who didn't look Yoruba enough to them. You see, the reason our society is broken, the reason many things are not working the way they are supposed to work in Nigeria is because we don't take law enforcement seriously. The only motivation a criminal needs to continue in his criminal ways is simply the fact he knows he will get away with it. Even in some cases when they are caught, they always find some ways to bribe themselves out of the problem. Some people feel that the reason we have a lot of crimes in our society is because of heavy arms that are in circulation. But that's not the end of the problem. In many situations, they are caught, but miraculously they find themselves free again. So this is the problem we have. If you don't teach people lessons, if you don't use the law to reprimand people and correct them in their wrong ways, they will continue doing it. Of course, we know why it is so. It is because the politicians are involved in the bigotry. They are involved in corruption. Now, back to Remi Tinubu's trending video where she used the word hate. It's not really surprising because it is only in APC, especially in Lagos State, that they see people who don't vote for them as hating them. It's not really hate, and they don't make effort to convince people to vote for them. Look at what is happening in Edo State. Arise TV journalists invited Mondo Okpebholo, the APC governorship candidate in the Edo State governorship election, to come on air to tell Edo people what he will do to turn around their fortunes. The first time the request was made, he asked them to pay him $1 million to appear on their TV station. Imagine someone that is supposed to be paying a TV station to promote him in the governorship election. He's demanding $1 million. The second time they made the appeal was to the APC chairman in Edo State, but he declined with a laughable reason that Edo people don't have money to subscribe for DSTV, so they wouldn't be watching it. There's no need to waste that time to come and do an interview on Arise TV.
So that's why I say that argument is not tenable. It's best your candidate should come because as I speak now...
Your statistics is wrong, Rufai. Your statistics is wrong.
Give me your own.
I am telling you that people can no longer feed in Edo, not to talk of subscribing to internet.
Give me your own statistics.
People can no longer feed, not to talk of subscribing to internet. Nobody is watching you. So that's the truth. Nobody is watching you because
give me your own
don't have money to watch. If you
give me your own statistics.
If you want Mondi Okpebholo to come to your, if you want Mondi Okpebholo to come to your to your interview, try as much as possible to subscribe for the audience of Edo. Then it will come.
These are the people who always cover their rallies in Edo State live on Channels TV. So who are the people watching? Is it not the same Edo people that are watching the event on live TV? Anyway, he's following Tinubu's footsteps. During the presidential election campaigns, he never granted any interview to any Nigerian local TV. The only interview he granted was to BBC. What's the percentage of Nigerians that watch DSTV? Not to talk of watching BBC. So you understand, they never make any effort to convince Nigerians. Remember in Kano, where he went to campaign, he told them that he just wanted to dance.
Today, I've come home to Kano. All I want to do is dance. I want music.
If anyone doesn't make any effort to convince you to vote for him, why would you vote for the person? If anyone is running away from debate or interview, it is already a huge red flag. He has something to hide. And if you make that mistake of voting for that person, you will live to regret it, like many people are already regretting in Nigeria today. In conclusion, Nigerians must understand the psychological warfare that politicians have deployed on them. They know you are poor. If you are given a chicken change, 5,000, 10,000, and told to do something that you know that is wrong, you will quickly do it because you've been paid to do it. That's why all their policies are geared towards impoverishing Nigerians, because their strategy only works on poor people. If you are wealthy, you wouldn't have time to be spreading tribalism and hate. If you can afford your own brand new car and afford a mortgage for your own home, you wouldn't have time for all this. Instead, you will have time to demand from the politician who is coming to you. Ask him questions. What are you going to do to turn around the fortunes of Nigeria? How are you going to solve insecurity? How are you going to solve food crisis? And many other questions that deserve solutions. But instead, we are busy fighting among ourselves while they concentrate on looting the treasury dry. Until we wake up, unite, and reject their psychological warfare, we will never achieve the Nigeria of our dreams. Thanks for watching.
One of you, I swear in the name of God Almighty Allah, goes against my will that Ambode, inshallah, will be the next governor of Lagos State. The best thing to do to die inside this country. I'm not ready to beg, appeal to anybody, and that's why Ajadu and the governor says, that is your own. Even the two of them, they cannot disobey me. But nobody knew how I pick somebody. I'm not begging anybody to go, but you must not agree. What you people cannot do in Odisha, what you cannot do in Aba or anywhere. If you do what I want, Lagos will continue to be prosper for you. If you go against this, you will perish in the water. Finish.